Why would you want to go to the coldest, driest, windiest continent on Earth? The word that constantly comes to mind when traveling through the seventh continent is magnificence. Sliding through the ice, the crunching reverberation, the swift movement of the stellar MV Plancius is exhilarating. It tells me I'm on my way to somewhere beyond special. I'm mesmerized by everything here, captivated completely. It's also known as the White Continent. It is magnificent Antarctica, unspoiled by human civilization. This ethereal, unworldly place defies description, but I will try. Antarctica's snow is made out of stardust. In a recent analysis of snow from Antarctica, scientists made a surprising discovery. A good chunk of that lovely white stuff is actually stardust. To their surprise, the snow contained a significant amount of a type of iron that isn't found naturally on Earth and is the kind typically created by a supernova, a dying mass of stars after their last throes of life. They explode. Yeah, of course it's made up of stardust. Being here is an experience of the unworldly. The best word to describe Antarctica is, well, there's that word, magnificent. The first feeling of when my feet touched on the land of Antarctica felt like an aura surrounded me. It was an aura of happiness. It's a bustling, frosty, snowy morning. Kayakers are out on their first stint, calm waters among icebergs and ice floes, zodiacs, busy-faring, happy folks, all relishing their first steps on the White Continent. I'm looking forward to a visit with our feathered friends and taking in the awesome Antarctic views. Being greeted by these darling creatures was the frosting on the cake. I loved watching their antics, their interactions. The welcoming committee. Penguins at one time could fly. Well, millions of years ago. Gentoos, they're built for underwater speed and are considered the fastest swimming penguins. They swim so fast they can propel themselves over 7 feet of water. This technique, cutting through waves like dolphins or porpoises, is called porpoising. They can swallow pebbles and stones as well as their food. Scientists think that the stones may help grind up and digest their food. And believe it or not, it's said the stones also add enough weight to help penguins dive deeper. They are the deepest diving species of any bird. They can't breathe underwater, but they can stay underwater for a whopping 10 to 15 minutes before coming to the surface to breathe. I think that is pretty amazing. That flipper is so hard, it's also used as a weapon in discussions and fights. You could say their flippers are one of their communication tools. I'm glad to see I'm not the only one who talks with my hands. They are also called rump-tailed penguins due to their long tail sweeping back and forth as they waddle. Such cute toddling aquatic seabirds, and they are ample in the Antarctic Peninsula. Such cute little big feet. They're not afraid of humans because they have no natural predators on land. Someone is in someone's way. So polite. He takes the high road. A group of young penguin chicks are called creche. A group of penguins in the water is called a raft. And a group of penguins on land is called a waddle. Don't you love those descriptions?
I can fly. I can fly. I know I can. I know I can. Me too. Me too. I can fly. I can fly. Whoops. Me too. Me too.
Oof! Who told you could fly? Stop this nonsense. Who started this blatant lie? Why, Terri did. That's not quite what I said. Ridiculous. That is just ridiculous. You know, you are always complaining. How about start dreaming? Terri, oh Terri, just what did you say about flying?
Can I fly like him?
Not quite like him, but you can fly under the sea. Did you know that you are the fastest swimming and deepest diving of any birds? Oh, good. That seemed to please him.
Do you think if I practice every day, I could fly?
I hate to disappoint.
Here I go! Blast off!
Someone once said, disillusionment is always a gift.
And then she said we could fly.
That's not quite what I said.
Where did he go?
Huh, I thought he'd wait for me.
Maybe he flew away.
I thought he'd wait for me. Aw, a little broken penguin heart. Well, maybe it wasn't a good fit, but I suspect there's lots of good fish in that sea.
She said we could fly.
That's not what I said. You see, this is exactly how rumors get started. You overhear what you think you hear, and then you spread it on. You know, you go into another culture and things can be misunderstood, get turned around. You gotta watch what you say. But maybe they will fly in another 1,000,000 years or so.
And then she said we could fly.
Oh no, that's not exactly what I said. Well, you can certainly be misunderstood, but I've had a smile plastered on my face all morning.
Fly! I can fly!
Is it any wonder why I fell in love with these adorable creatures? It's always my habit to find a quiet spot and take in my surrounds. It deepens the experience for me. To be still, and quiet, and listen. Serenity reigns supreme here. Some people have an easy, calm way about them. My favorite expedition guide, Toby Nolan, was just that kind of guy. He was thoughtful, considerate, knew how to take charge in a kindly way. There was this fellow, and he was going against the rules and touching the penguins, getting up close. Toby went up to him in a firm but kind way and said, "This is just simply not a good way to go about this. You will end up hurting this animal ultimately." He goes, "I understand how you want to because they're so friendly, but don't do it." It could have escalated into an ego battle, but Toby, just a plain, cool kind of guy, handled it with aplomb. If the tourists that visited were allowed to get this close to the wildlife on a regular basis, the wildlife would soon pick up their sticks or stones and disappear. In fact, a recent discovery showed a huge population of Adelie penguins that they didn't even know existed. And how on earth did they find them? NASA satellite imagery from space. It showed massive guano stains. That must have been quite a show. Toby took the lecture stage to talk about his experiences working on the well-known natural history series of Planet Earth 2 for 4 years and had great stories about David Attenborough, who he respected immensely, as do I. And now onwards to the ship, home again, jiggity jig, and to a nice warming lunch. Thank you, beautiful lady. You will be missed.